This is a video I felt like I almost had to make out of the number of questions I was getting every time we drove around friends or family. The white interior specifically is almost always the first thing anyone says about this car when they get inside. Wow, that looks really clean. Wow, that looks really nice. It must be impossible to keep clean, and that must be really, really hard to worry about like stains and stuff. And the truth is, the white interior has been actually one of the least amount of things we've had to worry about in terms of maintenance with this car. But there's other things, both exterior and interior, that have taken a lot more of our attention that I didn't think would get that dirty, but actually get very dirty, and noticeably so. In full disclosure from the beginning, none of the products I talk about in this video are sponsoring me. I have not signed any contracts. I don't do that. Either these were gifts or things we bought or things that were just sent to us, but I can say whatever I want about any of the products. There is no script. I am just kind of ad-libbing here, but ultimately I think a lot of people diss on the white interior or even the white exterior because they say, well, it gets dirty a lot easier. And that's not true. It gets dirty just as easily as any other color of a Tesla, but the truth is the white interior does make it a bit more obvious if something is dirty because it contrasts with the brown or whatever is left on the seat. But personally, you may not be into this because it's just not your personality, but I prefer the car showing me when things are actually dirty, because the truth is you could collect just as much dirt as this car does, but because you chose a different color, maybe you just don't see the dirt, and therefore you're sitting in that dirt and you're experiencing that filth without knowing about it as much because it just blends in. I personally don't like that concept any better than just being able to look at the car and say, yeah, that seat is dirty. And for the record, I'm a guy who tends to settle a lot of the time with the good enough mentality. I'm not a perfectionist. I'm not the kind of guy that's like, I need the car to look pristine and perfect and I can't have anything out of place. Yeah, no, I'm the type of guy that's like, well, if it looks good from an average viewing distance, it's good enough for me. Nothing needs to be like extremely perfect. But probably one of the most noticeable things that gets very dirty with this car and pretty much any car is the grille, or lack thereof, on the front of the vehicle. It collects all kinds of bugs and splatter across the windshield, and because it's a white vehicle, which I'm used to having, I've owned a white sedan for the past 5 years, so this is no different, but it is just like a whiteboard and lots of dots that pick up anytime you take this thing on the freeway. So I have a pretty cheap and basic solution that many of you may cringe at. I don't care, but I basically use your standard off-the-shelf microfiber cloth. I wet it down with the hose once, and just within the span of around 5 to 10 minutes, I take some time every couple of days and scrub off all of the bugs. And one thing that I appreciate about the Model 3 design is the fact that because there's not really that much of a grille, it's just kind of this bare plastic bumper face on the front of the car, it's actually much easier to get all of these bugs and individual guts off of the front of the car because it's such a clean, smooth surface, and when it's white, it's very easy to find all of those bugs. In other cars that have big grills, they get stuck in that grate and all around the logo and stuff, and it becomes much harder to clean, but you can always see those bugs. They're always collecting in the front grille of most cars. This car makes it very easy to clean off, and I'm not the type of guy that washes his entire car like every week. We've just kind of agreed to the once a month type attitude when it comes to, you know, the dirt that collects on the glass roof and on the back of the car. But truthfully, I don't look at the back of the car all that much. I do, however, often see the front when I'm walking out to it in the driveway, and that's the part that stands out to me, is the bug collection. And I'm not saying you have to buy anything fancy. I'm just saying just wet a microfiber cloth and scrape all of those bugs off, and boom, you're good to go. The car feels brand new when you're walking straight up to it, and that's something that you'll pretty much experience with any vehicle, but because of that clean front of the Model 3, it's pretty easy to swipe off. Now, the one last exterior thing that I will find myself doing on a regular basis is also, with that same microfiber cloth, wiping down the windshield. I think this is one of the most obvious things that makes a car feel old versus new. Like when you first pick up the brand new car, it feels like the windshield is not even there. It's just this clean, windless view of the outside, and you're like, wow, everything is so clear. I can see so well. But then after you take it on a few road trips and you're on the highway for a few hours, you're collecting all kinds of bug guts and splats all over the windshield. And over time, if that goes unchecked, it becomes very obvious that this car has been driven a lot because you can barely see throughout the windshield with all of the flakes and smudges and droplets all over the car. In fact, recently I just had a bird crap a little bit on the front camera up here by the side view mirror, you know, the camera that you need for autopilot, and that little doo-doo was enough to basically render autopilot unusable because every time I turned it on, the windshield wipers would go like crazy, and because the crap had like solidified slide up there, the windshield wipers weren't able to wipe the car off. So even though it wasn't raining, it was completely clear outside. Every time I turned on autopilot, it just wipers going like crazy, and it didn't want to pay very close attention to what was going on in the surroundings. The car was beeping at me. So yeah, basically wiping down the windshield about once a week, I would say, is enough to make the car feel new, and it feels a lot more clear looking out of it, and makes a big difference on keeping the car feeling fresh and clean, even though you're not necessarily wiping down every single window and every surface, because who's got that kind of time, right? It still makes the car feel new because I'm cleaning the things that I interact with and look at pretty regularly. Walk out to the car, I see the clean front hood, get in the driver's seat, look out the windshield, and boom, yeah, it looks incredibly pristine. So don't need to waste too much time on the car, because ultimately, if you're driving it a lot, it's gonna get dirty regardless, and there's only so much time you can devote to keeping your car clean every single day. But those are things I'd recommend to any car color. If you drive a black Tesla or a gray Tesla or a red Tesla, you know, maybe the bug guts don't show up as easily, but I would rather know exactly where the problem is so I know exactly how to get it off. But coming back into the interior again, I have to say I am immensely impressed with how well the white seats hold up. I've gotten in this car sweaty after a mountain bike ride and there's mud on me, and these seats, as white as they are, they don't really look like they would repel stains or drinks or anything. They look like something that would get dirty once and then it would become impossible, right? People look at this stuff and think of it like a white tablecloth, right? If it gets a little bit of juice on it, then there's no way that's coming off. But the truth is, whatever this vegan leather material is made of holds up incredibly well, and we have basically not done any real deep cleaning. I mean, during the once a month car wash, we kind of just wipe everything down, but we drove it out into the sun so we could see everything in more detail, and we were kind of having a hard time telling, like, what should we wipe down? What's dirty? You know, we found a few spots, obviously, more so near where your butt is compared to up here, but this is the part that you see more regularly, you know? Sometimes there's like hair or crumbs that collect on the actual seat part, you know, the thing that's under you, but you're not really looking at that when you're in the car or getting into the car. You're pretty much always looking at this part and you're like, hey, how did this hold up? Or, you know, when you walk up to the car, it's the headrests and the backrests that you see from the outside windows and stuff, and those just do not pick up anything no matter what we throw at it. But again, of course, they're not perfect. Like any seat, they do age a bit, but probably the most noticeable thing that I've picked up with these white seats, and I'm pretty sure this would be a flaw with the black interior as well, but on the outside cushion, the part that you have to kind of swivel over to get out of, there's a pretty noticeable crease that has formed, and I at first thought maybe I'm sitting in the car wrong, maybe my butt's too big or something like that, but you know, I consider myself a fairly average weight, I guess, so I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. I've just kind of accepted that, you know, if you're sitting low in a car like you are in the Model 3 and you're having to pivot your body out and you kind of have to smush on that left side of the cushion every single time you get in and get out, that's going to form creasing. So it's not really the end of the world because, again, you don't really see that when you're in the car anyway. You're sitting, so it covers up that crease. But what's more noticeable is if you wear a lot of jeans and denim, this is something we read about, it tends to rub off, specifically on that exterior cushion. So if you're on the right side of the vehicle, you see it more on the right side. If you're on the left side, you see it more on the left side. Haven't really noticed any of that denim to rub off on the right side or inner side of the cushions of the car, which is nice. And at first I thought, oh god, it's staining and it's peeling already, and it has this kind of weird veiny flesh texture to it, which isn't too pretty. But we just use a basic pair of Huggies baby wipes because we read that alcohol-based cleaners are not good for Tesla's plastic and vegan leather interiors. I know, not the fanciest interior in the world. That's truthfully not why we bought this car at all, but still, it's kind of a noticeable wear thing. We've only had to use the baby wipes on these like twice in the 2 months of ownership, so again, not something that builds up immediately or is super noticeable, but you just take a basic baby wipe and kind of wipe down a little bit violently for a couple minutes, and typically it comes out and starts to look good as new. Obviously, wiping down with the baby wipe isn't going to get rid of the creasing, but I think that's just a natural outcome of having to get in and out of the car so much, and maybe it's not as common with the Model Y because you're at a higher ride height, so you don't have to smush that exterior cushion as regularly. Again, doesn't really bother me, not the end of the world, but a lot of people are concerned with how the white interior ages, so I felt like we should mention that yes, the interior is incredibly stain resistant, very easy to clean, and holds up very, very well, even when you eat and drink and sweat inside the vehicle. A little bit of maintenance here and there, but honestly, much, much easier to clean this material than our last car, which had the cloth interior. When that got stained or when that got dirty, dirty, yeah, good luck, it was gone. But I do notice around the perimeter of the seats, Tesla still uses a little bit of cloth, which can pick up some dirt and stuff, but again, I'm not a perfectionist. I didn't buy the car so that I could keep it in pristine condition. I bought it for the efficiency, the charging network, and the software, which I've been very happy with, but still kind of annoying that they cut corners on the edges there and still use a little bit of cloth. But if you're worried about the white interior because you think it's going to get dirty really easily compared to the black, yeah, no, sorry, I don't agree with that based on my 2 months of ownership. But what gets far more dirty and actually has become a lot more of a concern for us is the black plastic, specifically around the floor of the vehicle, because, you know, your upper torso and your arms and stuff, or even your butt, all the stuff that interacts with the white interior, doesn't usually get that dirty unless you're like working a manual labor job. But what is almost always dirty is the bottom of your shoes, specifically if you are often walking outside of a sidewalk, if you're walking around your yard or something, you pick up dirt, that collects and shows alongside the black plastic on the bottom of the car, especially when you're first getting in and when you first put your feet down in the floor. That shows a lot more dirt, and that tracks in a lot of leaves and stickers and whatever you're walking around, and that's something you're gonna have to deal with the black interior as well. So originally we had some pretty cheap, pretty basic floor mats with this vehicle, but it became pretty obvious that they were made for the 2017 to 2019 Model 3, and they absolutely have changed the interior since then. Rookie mistake, we weren't really aware of that, so thankfully a company called Last Fit reached out to us, saw my Model 3 accessories video, and they were like, hey dude, that's not the right kind of floor mats you're using. So full disclosure, they did send me the floor mats to try, but they are not paying me. I can tell you how bad they are. I can say whatever I want, but the truth is they're pretty dang good, actually. What I appreciated a lot more about these floor mats is that, for one, they actually covered the footrest on the driver's side, which the first floor mats we had didn't cover that, because originally in the 2017 to 2019 Model 3s, they already had like a foot pad that was not that interior cloth that you find in that carpet material alongside the base of Model 3s. But since then, on the 2020 and onward Model 3s, they have switched to no padding on that footrest and having carpet everywhere. In fact, this Model 3 didn't even come with floor mats or even paper mats at all. But what Last Fit has is a raised edge perimeter that perfectly fits the 2022 Model 3, especially in the trunk, which is a lot better than it was before, like miles better. It still has a little cutout so you can access the sub trunk, but the fact that those raised edges alongside the floor mats keep the liquids inside and cover up a lot more of this carpeting material all around the inside of the floor, that has helped keep the interior a lot more clean. Because yes, the floor mats do get dirty and they pick up dirt and leaves and stuff, that's obvious, but at least they're not letting that dirt fuse in with the carpet underneath. And while these mats are definitely more expensive than the last ones we had, they are still cheaper than the one Tesla sells, which just seemed like a little bit too crazy for us. But I think ensuring that you get some kind of floor mats that have the raised walls around the edges that have a very good clean fit for both the second row and the trunk and the front seats helps make sure that that carpet underneath the vehicle doesn't age horribly. I still don't understand why so many companies want to have that carpet on the inside. I guess it's probably cheap. Personally though, I would rather it just be plastic, kind of like the inside of the frunk. I know that looks cheap and that looks basic and everything, but I feel like it would be much easier to clean and wipe down that plastic interior than it would be to have this like carpet material all over the inside, because that just picks up stickers and leaves and little sticks and dirt and stuff so incredibly easily, and it becomes almost impossible to get that stuff out, even with a good vacuum cleaner. So now that we've got the updated floor mats, it feels like a much better fit, and we just take those out of the car, shake them out every so often, probably once every other week or so, and that keeps the floors a lot cleaner than they were before. I also feel like I can actually use my footrest again on the driver's side, which is good. But yeah, absolutely, if you had to ask me what gets the dirtiest the quickest in this vehicle, it is the black plastic, you know, along the door sill where the speakers are, and that little lip where you have to raise your foot up to get in the car. Everybody always, like without failure, brushes their dirty shoes alongside the edges, and that picks up all kinds of dirt. And yeah, it's easy to wipe off. Like, you can use the baby wipes, or you can use even your just hand to wipe off that dirt, but that is the most noticeable thing, that it's like, okay, brand new car, oh crap, now it's dirty again. That happens all the time. And the white seats, I'm not really thinking about them all that much. They look great, and like I mentioned, they are almost always the first thing that gets mentioned when people get in this car. They go, whoa, and then they start feeling them. They're like, wow, this is really nice. And that's part of the reason I'm grateful we went with the white interior. It's just a little bit of an add-on that makes it feel a little bit more luxurious, even even though this is not a luxury vehicle, but it also helped us get the vehicle faster, which was one of the main motivations of getting it. But keeping the outside free of bugs is a good help, and making sure you get some good floor mats with the vehicle, I think, is going to make the biggest difference. Outside of that, yeah, I think I'm good. But are there any quick or cheap solutions you guys have to keeping your vehicles clean? All that good stuff. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And thank you to everyone on Patreon supporting this channel directly. Seriously, helps us out a ton, as does just watching these videos. So thanks again. Have an excellent rest of your day. Take care.